On behalf of the Calgary Interfaith Council, I would like to welcome you all and to thank Anne-Marie Lampow and May Cummings of the Baha'i Faith for participating in United Nations World Interfaith Harmony Week.
Awesome. Thank you, Eva, and welcome everyone to our presentation today. We're going to start off with the song One Tree, which covers the writings from Abdu'l-Baha. It says, "Gather all the people beneath the shadow of thy bounty and cause them to unite in harmony, so that they may become as the rays of one sun and the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree." After the song, we'll have our dear May Cummings give us a brief overview of the Baha'i Faith and what the Baha'is are doing in our communities today. After this, I'll sing the song Make Us Rich in Thee to end our presentation today.
Gather all people beneath the shadow of thy bounty and cause them to unite in harmony, so that they may become as the rays of one sun, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree. Gather all people beneath the shadow of thy bounty and cause them to unite in harmony, so that they may become as the rays of one sun, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree. The fruit of one tree. Gather all people beneath the shadow of thy bounty and cause them to unite in harmony, so that they may become as the rays of one sun, as the waves of one ocean, as the fruit of one tree. To unite in harmony, so that they may become as the rays of one sun, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree.
Well, this song beautifully expressed the teachings in the Baha'i faith. And here is a very short presentation about some of the teachings and the history of the Baha'i faith. Well, as you noticed, the Baha'i faith teaches basically three things: the oneness of God, the oneness of religion, and the oneness of humanity. Baha'is believe that there is only one God. God is an unknowable essence that we cannot really understand. We can only learn about him through his creation and his messengers, such as Buddha, Jesus, and Moses. And we believe that there is only one religion, the religion of God. These messengers all conveyed basically the same spiritual message, that we should love God and love one another, to be honest, truthful, kind, and trustworthy. These spiritual teachings are one and the same in all these religions. It is only in their social teachings that they differ, because they were meant for a particular time and place. Baha'is see all these messengers as one in purpose and spirit and coming from the same source. And for the needs of our time, God has once again sent his messengers to guide us, the Bab and Baha'u'llah. The Baha'i faith began in Iran in 1844, when the Bab, which means the gate, proclaimed that he was a messenger of God who has come to prepare the way for the coming of a universal messenger. The Bab's divine message evoked a lot of fear in the authorities and in the clergy, and more than 20,000 of his followers were martyred, and the Bab was publicly executed in 1850. Eventually, the remains of the Bab reached the city of Haifa in Israel, and this beautiful shrine was built on Mount Carmel, and the Baha'i World Center is located there. Baha'u'llah, which means the glory of God, was born in 1817 in Tehran, in Iran. He came from a noble family, and when he was offered a high position at the court of the king, he refused it. When Baha'u'llah proclaimed that he was the divine messenger of God that the Bab had foretold, he was exiled, tortured, persecuted, and he was imprisoned for over 40 years. He finally was sent to the prison city of Akka in Israel. And yet, even as a prisoner, he had a tremendous influence on the hearts and the minds of the people that he met. He wrote letters about his teachings of universal peace to the kings and the rulers of the 19th century. And Baha'u'llah, in writing over 100 volumes of books, have given the guidance that we need to build the world that God wants us for us in this time of history. Baha'u'llah passed away in 1892 in Israel, and hence the Baha'i World Center is in the city of Haifa, where both the Bab and Baha'u'llah have their resting places. And these are some of the social teachings of the Baha'i faith, and keep in mind that they were proclaimed in the middle of the 1800s. The abandonment of all forms of prejudice, the equality of men and women, the oneness of religion, the elimination of extremes of poverty and wealth, the realization of universal education, independent investigation of truth, and harmony between science and religion. So how do we build a world civilization? Well, there are three participants involved in that process: the individual believer, the community, and the institutions. So as an individual, we need to remain firm in our faith and in the covenant, to strive daily to live according to Baha'u'llah's teachings, to serve humanity, and to remain conscious that life does not end with death, that our relationship with God is eternal, and our souls progress toward God for all eternity. The community, well, we live in communities. Human beings were not created to exist alone. And it is in the local community that we learn to cooperate with one another, grow together, and become united. And to keep in mind that we all are citizens on the planet Earth. Baha'u'llah brought his own administrative order. So in the Baha'i faith, there are no priests or clergy. It is the local spiritual assembly that guides the affairs of the local community, the national spiritual assemblies that guides affairs of the national community, and the Universal House of Justice, which is the supreme institution. And as an institution, it has its seat on Mount Carmel at the Baha'i World Center. So what do Baha'is do? Well, we tread a common path of service and work alongside all humanity for the betterment of the world. We are engaged in social action projects around the world, and we participate in the public discourses in our society. And we have 4 core activities in our communities: children's classes, junior youth empowerment programs, study circles, and devotional gatherings, which are open to all. And finally, I wanted to end with these following quotes by Baha'u'llah. That one indeed is a man who today dedicated himself to the service of the entire human race. It is not for him to pride himself who loveth his own country, but rather for him who loveth the whole world. The earth is but one country, and mankind its citizens. Consort with the followers of all religions in a spirit of friendliness and fellowship. Ye are all the fruits of one tree and the leaves of one branch. And now Anna Marie will share her song called Make Us Rich in Thee.
Thank you, May. Make us rich in thee. Glory be to thee. For thy manifestation of love to mankind. O thou who art our life and our life. Make us rich in thee. Glory be to thee. For thy manifestation of love to mankind. O thou who art our life and our life. Give us the realization of unity, that we may see no one save thee. Give us the realization of unity, that we may see no one save thee. Make us rich in thee. Glory be to thee. For thy manifestation of love to mankind. O thou who art our life and our life. Verily in thee we will find